Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Wednesday, March 19th, 2009. This morning I wanted to go through some work I've been doing on a Twitter client, and by client I don't mean anything GUI. It's something that's at this point just domain, and over time I intend to add both a VisualWorks client and an Object Studio client to it. As an example, I've been doing the work in Object Studio 8 this morning. Not that that was essential, but it kind of points out that you can do network work and interfaces to things like Twitter from Object Studio just as well as you can from VisualWorks. So here's what I've got. I've got a Twitter interface, and I've put in here this XML parser. Not that I really need it. Twitter produces well-formed XML, but I'm reusing this class that I use in Bottom Feeder. And then down here is the main thing. I've got things to hold the status, and then I've got the code that decodes the XML from Twitter. And then primarily I've got a couple of things down here. Twitter Updater is something that I need to remove from this package. It has to do with an old GUI that I wrote a long time ago that's no longer maintained. And this is the model. This is the thing that you want to work with. It has a collection for followers, friends, the public timeline, and it has settings. And then I have the Twitter HTTP API, which is the actual API point. It holds onto an HTTP client, and it will issue requests for you. So for instance, if you want to get the followers, here's the URI, and if you want to issue the API points, here's how you do it. You get the content from a GET on this followers URI, and here's just a block to hand it so that when you execute the HTTP request, if there's an exception, it doesn't blow up. It just gets handled silently because it's not absolutely critical that you get all the updates from Twitter, for instance. And then down here is the API for setting status, where you just hand it your string and throw it at the Twitter interface. So the usage of this is pretty simple. Let me go down here to a workspace and show you. What you want to do first is create a settings file, and you'll see that I don't have real information here. I've got real information in a file, and it encrypts things like the username and password, but it encrypts them with a key that's in the package. Not so much because that's a secure way to do it, it isn't, but as an example. And if you do this for real, you want to actually provide a real key and have it not in the package and do all those right secure things. But here's how you use it. Let's go ahead and create a model, and let's get the friends updates, and I'll inspect the results of this and see what comes back. So here I have my inspector, move that into the view, and you see I have my interface over here, and then if I get to friends, here's all of the updates that I have. And if you were to look at this and compare it to any Twitter client, you'd see that it's the same kind of information. The difference is, of course, that I don't have it formatted in any useful way. Now let's try something else. Let's try this second update from OST 8, and we'll go ahead and set the status doing that. And now let's bring up a browser. And I've got Safari down here. Let's go ahead and refresh this. And there you see I've got it on my Twitter homepage. So very simple little client interface, allows you to both post updates to and read updates from Twitter. No GUI interface because I wanted to have something that was useful for people whether they were writing in Object Studio or in VisualWorks. And then a client interface could be pasted on top of this fairly easily. So all you have to do to load this is go here and load Twitter interface from the public store repository. It's out there, versioned off, and it's a pretty small package. Again, just client stuff, no GUI stuff, no automatic updating, none of that's been implemented. That's something that would be application specific. The purpose of this package is just to have a client interface. So when we pick this back up, we'll take a look at putting a GUI on it, both in VisualWorks and in Object Studio, and we'll see where we get with that. So that's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.